Tape Deck Media.
See you at the party, Richter!
Welcome to See You at the Party, Richter. My name is Aaron Frescus, and with me, as always, are Joseph Beck Castro and Chris Chapman. And this week, we are finishing off the summary and all the good extra stuff for Arnold's 1988 buddy cop thing, Red Heat. Anyway, let's just jump right back into it. So take it away, Chris.
Let's see. Okay, so they kill the nurse. Gershon then runs away, and Arnold chases after her and catches her, but then lets her go. And at this point, I'm just very confused as to why she is still in this movie. I just don't understand.
Well, I mean,
what the fuck is the point?
She's in the movie to die, but I spoilers. I understand why he let her go, because he knows Victor and knows he's taking advantage of her, and he's like, "Come on, get out of here, get out of town."
Totally, but also they could protect her. Like, he also has to know that she's in danger, right?
Yeah, but they don't fuck around with that shit in Soviet Russia.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, if he's not going to waterboard her, then he might as well let her go.
Yeah.
So, at this point, Chief Peter Boyle shows up to the hospital to chew out Belushi and Arnold, but he takes Arnold's gun. Belushi gives Arnold a spare gun, and then they head out to a diner to fill out paperwork and do some light bondage.
My only note here was, God, Belushi's character is the fucking worst, just the way he's talking to the server, the waitress.
Just a piece of shit. She comes over to preemptively fill his coffee cup, and he says, "Hey, fuck you. Don't pour any more coffee in this cup."
Does he say fuck you?
No, he doesn't.
Okay.
But he says, he stops her, and he's like, "I just got my coffee, the perfect color. Please, leave me alone. It's the only thing I have in the world." Not 3 minutes later, after I literally don't even think it's 3 minutes later, he's like, hey, where the fuck are you? Come fill my coffee cup.
He calls her toots.
Does he? I thought he
called
her sugar tits. But I will say,
he definitely did not say sugar tits.
Well, because I was going to say the polite and progressive and feminist way to put that is saccharine breast. So
Arnold is dropped off at the hotel, where he finds messages from Gina Gershon, so he calls her, and she offers to give up Rosta if the cops protect her, and I think they come to an agreement, but I was also a little confused, and just absolutely did not care enough to put any more thought into this.
Yeah, I don't think Arnold ever says, like, okay, it's a deal. He's just like...
Yeah, he says...
Like he's going to play her?
You give me Rosta, I will do what I can.
Yeah.
And then they don't say anything else, and they both hang up. And that, while that technically is an acknowledgement on his part, she doesn't agree to it. They don't make a plan. They don't, nothing else happens. So.
I mean, it's pretty smart on his part, because what's he going to do for her? He's going to leave the second that...
That's true.
Plausible deniability.
He's full of shit.
Yeah, she's recording it. He's like, no, I ask a question. I never said I would do it.
Yeah.
Back at the station, Belushi checks his messages and gets an idea when he hears a message from his ex-brother-in-law, Pat, a locksmith.
It was, once again, I had no idea what was going on, but it explains it, so yeah.
Back at the hotel, we see Rosta and the gang members watching Arnold's hotel, and Rosta sees him stick the little key into his lamp in his room.
I love how Arnold hides the key, but he doesn't bother to close the blinds while he does it, even though he knows that there are people looking for it and for him. But whatever.
Yep. Rosta goes into the hotel, gets Arnold's room number, but then he gives the wrong number to the gang members, so they bust into a room and shoot some random guy in the bathroom.
Jim Morrison's also staying at the hotel, too, so that's pretty cool.
Yes, was his name on the list?
Yeah.
Arnold goes to check out all the shooting, and Rosta slips into his room to grab the key. Arnold takes out all of the gang members with the help of a very brave lady of the evening, then proceeds to have a shootout with Rosta until Rosta escapes by jumping out a window into the river.
So the girl in the hotel room is watching some courtroom show with Jennifer Lewis. Do you know who Jennifer Lewis is?
Yeah, that
was
blew
weird.
My mind.
That was weird.
I did not know that was... I was like, what the fuck?
That's not an actual show.
Wait, what?
No.
It's not?
No, she's not credited.
That is so fucking
it's not
weird.
under her credits. Like it's not an actual show, which was weird. I like 99% sure that's not one of her credits. She's not credited
Damn it.
on like as that. So like it was weird to see because when I saw him like holy shit, it's Jennifer Lewis. And then so I
Yeah.
looked it up. I was like, damn, this is her first movie credit, but it's here. I'm curious.
That is so crazy. I was sure that was like a Judge Steve Harvey situation in the 80s.
Yeah,
And
no,
that's like where
'cause,
we got her or like where she came from.
I guess she would be self, right? Not as an actress for that.
Yeah, because her name on the TV was Jennifer Lewis. Like,
Nope. The first self, she has a couple of Bette Midler credits, and then like I think in her videos maybe, and then the next thing is 1994.
that's crazy.
So it was weird because they use her real name too.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So for our listeners who are probably pretty dumb and
Yeah,
don't know who
totally lost.
Jennifer Lewis is, why don't you explain? I mean, I know who she is, obviously, because I'm a
She's-
genius.
Go watch season
But-
6 of The Fresh Prince or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever fucking season. she was in.
Random seasons of the Fresh Prince. She's his aunt on Fresh Prince. She's the grandma in Blackish.
Is she the new Aunt Viv or the old Aunt Viv or?
No.
She's one of his other aunts.
She's like Vivian's sister.
Yeah.
So if you saw her, you'd recognize her. You should look her up because she's a character actor. So she's what else? She's in The Temptations, the TV movie. She's in
She's in a bunch of stuff. She's like a great
she's
character actor.
Yeah, she's the grandma in Blackish. Well, she's great in Blackish.
I haven't seen it.
It's her character's great because I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, just look her up.
Is she married to Lawrence Fishburne in that show?
Yes,
Isn't he the
she is.
grandpa?
Yes, Lawrence Fishburne is in that too. So yeah, he's a grandpa in that. So yeah, they were married, but she tried to shoot him or something like that, so, or she did shoot him, and so they ended up getting divorced.
Nice.
Hi, Aaron here. Cut in real fast with the quick editor's note about what we're talking about, Jennifer Lewis. Before we get into that, I just wanted to say thank you to our researcher, Nigel Sinclair. Nigel, say hello.
Nigel Sinclair at your service.
Hey, thanks, Nigel. How you doing today?
Delightful.
Awesome. Thank you so much for doing our research for us.
Thank you. It's been a family service for generations.
Doing podcast research?
Yes. The year was 1953. I was a young lad in London.
No, that's okay, Nigel. We don't. We'll get your backstory another time. Thank you for the information. I really appreciate it.
But of course, I'm here to serve.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Nigel. And from what we have from Nigel is okay. So this is coming from the Saban Entertainment Wikipedia page with the Variety article titled "quote Saban finances pilots independently," being cited as a source. But Nigel wasn't able to find the actual article because it's old as hell. It's from 1988.
That's not that old.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so according to the Variety article, in October 1987, Saban produced 3 projects, one of them being Love Court, which was in collaboration with a company, I think it was a syndication company, correct? Syndication company called Orbis Communications. So I guess Saban produced it, but it never aired, which would make sense as to why it's not listed on Jennifer Lewis's IMDb. So yes, thank you so much for finding that for us, Nigel.
It is my pleasure.
But yeah, the other thing was after they killed the wrong dude in the hotel room, one of the assassins is like, "Wrong guy, Victor set us up," which you mentioned, but why is he going to set him? Just because he wants to take the money for himself, obviously.
Yeah, I think I think that's the point, is so because I think the gang members are almost holding him hostage. You know what I mean?
How so?
Because he owes them he made a deal and he owes them a bunch of money, but he no longer has the key to go get the money. It's kind of incumbent on him. Yeah, he gets the key here, but up until this point, like I think when he meets up with Arnold earlier and everything up until this point, I think the gang members are kind of like,
yeah, but they knew that they were going there to get these. So it's basically just like double crossing, like he just wants to keep everything for himself, right?
Yeah. I mean, that is what he wants. That's what we see at the end of the movie.
Okay, and did they arrive at the hotel with Victor? Like, why would they split up from there?
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't want him there.
Well, they all went into room 302, and he's just like, I'm gonna slip out the back door and go room 303.
Yeah, but like, why
would they agree to? Yeah, why would they agree to let him like slip out the back door? Like he basically says room 302, and then they all just go that way, and he doesn't go with them. I'd be like, well, you should be up fucking front, man. We want that key.
Because he's more important than the rest of them. So they don't want him to die.
I guess.
And if they're busting into fucking Arnold's room, like, you know, he's gonna he's gonna stand back a bit, and then he just kind of, once the shooting starts, he just like fucking does a barrel roll, and like no one sees him again.
I just mean like pointing shit. Sorry. It's nitpicking. Anyway.
Yeah, you're nitpicking, and I have explanations for it, so
deal with it.
Perfect. All right. So later, the cops clean up the hotel, and we see Roshta putting on his sleeve gun as the TV news reports that Gina Gershon was found dead in the river. Chief Peter Boyle takes Arnold and Belushi off the case, but they go to Pat's key store anyway, where Arnold looks up the key number and finds out it was for a locker at a bus terminal.
I believe at one point, Chief Peter Doyle does call someone a loose cannon. So
he does it twice.
Yeah.
If he does it in this scene too, he does it with the first time he's talking about Arnold too. Like when he's like, yeah, he's a loose cannon. So if it's in, I only noticed it the first time, but if he does it again, that's the second time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was another interesting choice with the brother-in-law thing. Like it was an interesting choice, but like introducing an entirely new character and a possible plot line with less than 20 minutes left in the movie. I'm sure it'll probably lead to, like, I don't know, Belushi's sister showing up at the end or something and not be completely forgotten in 30 seconds, right? Like, there's no reason to bring, like, that they wouldn't bring this up when the movie's almost over. Some random like thing.
I think it's fine to use as a plot point to get them to know where the key leads to. But to spend so much effort on all the dialogue between him and his brother-in-law, where they're arguing over his sister, is insane.
If it's just like, oh yeah, it's my brother-in-law, that's fine. But then they focus on them, and while Arnold's like looking up that stuff. So it was just weird. I don't know. I don't know.
Weird. This movie has a lot to say that has nothing to do with the plot of the movie.
To be fair, earlier, Belushi was asking Arnold about family.
To be fair, Belushi's sister is a bitch, and she doesn't deserve the alimony.
But Belushi was asking Arnold about family, and he said he had a baby sister or a kid sister, and got recently divorced or whatever. So it was a one-line setup,
setup.
Like,
you know
it's you know what? If they didn't have that one line in there and this scene happened, would be like, all you needed, bro, was just one fucking line. So they gave us, they heard us from the future, and they gave us the one line to set this part up. So there we are.
Also, you know what? It's probably the one thing I find likable about Belushi in this movie is that he's like standing up for his sister and helping his sister deal with this dickhead that she fucking married and then divorced.
Sort of helping, but also using.
But I'm also assuming Pat's an asshole. So,
I mean,
I don't know.
He could be, but he could also be like, I mean, we know Belushi. What if like Belushi's sister is the fucking asshole too, and she's just like
Belushi with a wig on?
He's like, hey, I'm making like $2,000 a month on this key store, and I'm paying $19.50 to her. That leaves me literally $50, and she wants more. Like, if she asks for more, she's gonna get less because I'm not gonna be making any more money. So I don't know. We don't know. Your fucking sister could be a piece of shit too.
That's very true.
That leads to my next question. Sorry. What were they doing there? Because they did a shit job of explaining it, like finding out what type of key that Victor has so they can copy it, or like
not so they can copy it, just so they can find out what it goes to so they can go there. That's how they got to the bus station.
Oh, okay, because there's only one place for those keys to work.
That I don't know. He got the number off of the key.
Yeah, I saw. Well, thank God he wrote down that serial number.
Yeah.
But like it was just weird because I was like, wait, it's a key, so it's only going to go into those set of bus lockers. Like, anyway, again, nitpicking, Joe.
Oh no, he's just a good cop, so he writes down all the information, and then
writing it down, I don't have a problem with. I do think it's interesting that there's there's a like directory of every single key in the city
And
where it
where
goes.
yeah, that's what I was waiting for an explanation for.
Well, okay, so okay, I live in the city. There's plenty of bus stops around. There ain't bus stops with fucking lockers unless you go to a Greyhound station. I don't know what it's like in Chicago. It's a little bigger city, but if it's like these keys were made for lockers and these lockers are made by or sold to Greyhounds, then you know how to, and then you go to the Greyhound station. Or this particular kind, you know, like it's a company thing. So he'd be pretty fucked if it was like a kryptonite bike lock, and it's like, oh, it's for bikes. He must be at like the Bicycle Coalition, and he goes there, and there's just like a bunch of fucking dudes with their fixies, you know, and he's just like, we are fucked now. But you know, like it kind of makes sense. Like,
all right, just filling in those plot holes.
It's not like it. I mean, sure, it's a little like far fetched, and they obviously got like their movie charming or whatever. Like they got very lucky that it led to that. But that's not to say it's like absurd that this type of key would go to a locker, and this type of locker got sold to fucking Greyhound, and then therefore you'd go to a Greyhound station.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Keep plugging in those puzzles. It's making me like the movie more.
So we go to a diner near the bus station where Roshta meets with Elijah's lieutenant, who takes the key, goes and grabs the money. Then Roshta corners him in the bathroom, gets the info about where the drugs are, and then shoots him with the sleeve gun. Because, like Aaron said, he wants everything. He wants to take the drugs and keep the money and everything.
It's not very Marxist of him. But then again...
well, that's what Elijah said earlier. He's the only fucking Marxist here.
Yeah, but then again, he's not Russian. He's Georgian. Georgian.
That's true. Also true. He doesn't believe in the party.
Oh, yeah. He's from that state? Ugh. Anyway. My only note, we already talked about, was the $100 bill thing. So go ahead.
Got it. Roshta picks up the drugs just as Arnold and Belushi arrive at the bus station. Arnold finds Roshta first and pulls a gun on him.
Okay, so when they show up to the bus station and Victor meets with that drug dude, it is sad how happy I got when I realized that drug dealer, the one that's in the white suit that he meets up with, is actually from Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Oh.
He is?
Yeah, like he's one of the bikers in the scene at the bar, the one with the eye patch that says, I say we stomp him, and then we tattoo him, and then we hang him, and then we kill him. I say we let him go. No, sorry. Anyway, This is the only other thing I've seen him in.
Yeah.
So it was good to see he's got some range beyond like biker gang number 4, you know?
So there's two
Nice
Pee-wee alums in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's true. Arnold goes and finds Roshta first and pulls a gun on him, but then Belushi shows up and tries to take him in instead. So Arnold turns his gun on Belushi like a fucking moron. Belushi tries to talk it out until a civilian walks onto the platform. Belushi freaks out, and Roshta uses the confusion to take a shot at Arnold and make a run for it.
I don't know why I started laughing when Belushi yells, "Move!" to the old lady after walking out the bus station. I started cracking up. Like, it seemed like the writers couldn't think of a reason for Victor to get away, and we're just like, fuck it, just have an old lady walk out of the bus station.
An old lady just walks out onto this completely otherwise deserted bus
Okay,
stop.
so we have a Mexican standoff. Everybody's familiar with that. There's also the Canadian standoff, which is when two people get to a four-way stop and they keep waving each other on. You know, they're just trying to be... That's a Canadian standoff. Maybe this is a like Soviet or Russian standoff, where it's just like you have the guns pointed and it's like, no, equal guns for everyone. And they point it around and he goes...
Not fair if he has two guns
Exactly. So redistributing the wealth, but by wealth I mean guns being pointing at you.
It also means redistributing debt.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go. So Arnold is looking around the bus depot when Roshta almost runs him over in a bus. Then
It
Arnold.
was great when he for some reason he opens the bus door and nails Arnold with it. I was like, that just made me laugh too. I don't even know about it, but it was just like he just gets nailed by the open bus door. I don't know why it was so funny.
So then Arnold hijacks another bus to give pursuit, with Belushi barely able to hop on in time, and they're just friends again. The Russians have a very destructive bus chase across the city until Roshta ends up cornered in a train yard and turns around to face Arnold.
They also, I finally started to appreciate the dialogue for this movie right around the scene where Belushi gets on the bus when the writers decided they need to explain Danko's bus driving skills by having Jim Belushi question him about it, and Arnold telling him like, the army, I learned it in Kiev. Well, obviously learned in the army, stupid. It's like a vital part of basic training. What are you, dumb?
How to drive an American bus.
It was just, I don't know. It was like, why do you need to explain? I wouldn't have thought.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa. That's where you lost me. He can drive a bus. He can
Are
drive a bus.
buses like semis where they're way different than a regular car?
No.
Is it?
I don't know.
I feel like they're not.
Yeah, semis are. Well, they're. I haven't been in a semi in 30 years, but there's a lot more of, because you're going up and down a lot of hills. There's a lot more of like actually shifting, and then you have something called a Jake brake. Hey, Dad, if you're listening, thank you for teaching me this. Like a Jake brake, which is like an engine brake as opposed to like brake pads on the wheels. You know, it's you're powering more of that, and buses tend to be more of just like automatic, so you're not going through the fucking grapevine or like up and down all this stuff and have like super heavy cargo.
It's like driving an RV, right? The bus, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'd say it'd be more to an RV. However, speaking of these buses, and you guys have been talking shit about the writers, but they've been really genius with this. So one bus is going to Montreal, and that's one Victor's driving, and the other one is going to St. Louis, which is what Arnold's driving. But if you think about it in baseball terms, like the Cardinals have been St. Louis Cardinals have been the most successful National League team probably ever. And at the time, the Expos have been like the least successful ones, you know, and of course they got screwed in the strike of 94. So if you're thinking about redistributing like the wealth of like titles and, you know, all that stuff, like you have the juxtaposition. Thank you. That word between those two National League baseball teams, which of course is always funny in the city of the Cubs, who up until that point still fucking suck. It took them another 28 years to win a World Series, but
something like that.
Yeah, so very, I don't know if it was the writers or the director, but like very kind of deep meta baseball capitalism socialism commentary on their part with that. And
all right, see, I never think about it like that.
Well, neither do I, because I just made that up right now. So
this, I don't know why this isn't a math problem. If Arnold leaves the bus station headed for Montreal at 5 o'clock, Victor leaves the bus station headed for St. Louis at this time. At what point do they meet?
Yeah, when does Arnold get to shoot the other guy?
First of all, you got this backwards.
How late is Jim Belushi for work?
Arnold was going to St. Louis, but I think they're in opposite directions. I don't know. If Chicago, if you're going to Montreal, do you got to go south?
Up.
Yeah, but no, you have the lake there.
Oh, you can go through the lake? Yeah.
It's also summer because it's very humid, as it's been spoke about. So it's not like the lake has been frozen over. I think they'd be going the same direction.
Wow.
It's a hell of a math problem. That's like geometry 2. Anyway, go ahead.
Anyway, let's see. So then Arnold and Roshta play chicken, with the game only ending because Belushi forces Arnold to turn at the last second. Arnold's bus flips, but Roshta drives in front of a train and gets his bus smashed. Belushi and Arnold get out of the bus. Belushi just gives up at this point and lets Arnold face Roshta alone. Roshta stumbles out of his bus, and despite having blood in his eyes and likely multiple concussions, he shoots the train conductor dead center And then 30 seconds later, when Arnold walks up, he misses his shots wildly, and Arnold blows him away no problem in what is probably one of the least satisfying final showdowns ever.
Multiple shots that missed.
I almost wish they had just shown the wrestling in the snow scene again instead.
Just cut to that.
Yep. Just play
I
that
mean,
again.
at least with that, you heard some of the Arnold yells. He's like, ah, no! And they had the most ridiculous punch sounds. Punch sounds in normal stuff is like, psh, but this one was like, psh, psh. It's like a fucking steam engine every time they punched each other. But it makes me like Eraser a little bit less because it's like, really, the bad guy's gonna die. Right? You're gonna be foiled by being hit by a train again. Really, it's kind of derivative, but it's just me.
That's true. That's true. That's why he had to add that he caught a train thing. I should have said it the first time.
See, no,
he would not let me say anything.
Okay, so I've been thinking this whole time of that line and what he should have said here. But speaking of the Soviet stuff, he should have said, "At least the trains run on time," because for those who don't know, that's like an old kind of satire. Was it? Stalin.
It's an Italian. It's a fascism.
No,
thing.
I know, but I don't
but
remember
it was
Stalin
specifically for
Mussolini.
No, it's specifically for Mussolini.
It was Mussolini.
Fuck, I thought it was Stalin. God damn it, that would have worked out a lot better. But yeah, same idea.
This is why the trains don't, or something. Yeah. You can still work it in there. You just got to tweak a little bit.
Anyway, all right. Now we cut to the airport where Belushi gets conned out of his watch in a show of friendship. And then we get a jarring cut to Arnold back in Russia as the credits roll. And that's the end of the movie.
I did find it really, it was really touching how they close out the movie with the message, that message of unity when Arnold basically tells Belushi that when he arrived in the US, he didn't know what to expect, but that during his visit, he's seen a lot of changing. And there might have been two guys that wanted to kill each other, but that's better than 20 million, which was a pretty powerful message for me. Mm-hmm. Because I think what he was trying to say is that if Arnold could change and Belushi could change, everybody can change.
Okay. I don't get it, but all right.
I don't get it either.
No, that's I'm just doing that's just at the end of Rocky IV.
Oh, okay.
I mean, everybody wants to credit Rocky IV with ending, Soviet Union in the Cold War, but nobody talks about this movie.
Yeah.
Should have just played the clip. Apparently,
that wouldn't have worked either. I've never seen Rocky IV.
What?
That's the best one.
Yeah,
that's what I've heard.
That is. Which ones have you seen?
Rocky and
Rocky
Balboa.
That's good too. 3 and 4 are probably the best. 4, I'd say 4, 3.
Oh no, I've also seen Rocky V.
Oh, that's the worst one.
Yep.
Yes. I haven't seen any of the Creeds. So I can't speak about this.
Yeah, I can't speak about the Creeds, but the original Rocky is if you can shut off your brain to what Rocky became and just watch that as a movie, made in the 70s, that's a really fucking good movie. And then of course it gets more and more kind of outlandish and ridiculous, and then Rocky IV is the fucking prime peak of just exactly what that is, the perfectness. And then Rocky V is Tommy the Machine Gun and all that other shit.
Tommy Gun, baby.
It's still okay. It's okay. It's just when you come Rocky IV is the peak rockiness, and then you go down to Tommy Gun. But man, that Rocky IV, you gotta watch 3 and then watch 4 because 3 helps soften out Apollo Creed's character, and then 4, yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing that kind of happened to Rambo. Rambo,
I never watched 2.
First Blood is
is serious commentary on the Vietnam War, and then
I don't even think he kills anybody in that. And then it just of course they made tied with so we got Fast and Furious, and then Fast and Furious 2, which is, Too Fast, Too Furious.
Yes.
Which it should have been the Faster and the Furiouser. But then they fucked up and went Fast and Furious 3 Tokyo Drift, which should have just been 3 Fast, 3 Furious. I don't know.
Fastest with the 3 as the E.
Okay, that would have worked.
Furious or ist with the
So second to that is Rocky First Blood. I'm sorry, not Rocky. Rambo.
That would have been awesome.
Rambo First Blood Part 2. Why isn't it Second Blood? I don't know. It's right fucking there, filmmakers. But yeah, that film series goes from like, and Die Hard does the same thing. We'll get into that in a minute. But it goes from like a guy being like disillusioned with the Vietnam War and like not killing anybody and just trying to like escape. Like it was a Brian Cox Striker. I believe that is who's after him. You know,
Brian.
No,
Dennehy.
it's Brian Dennehy.
Yeah, was it Brian Dennehy? I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, it's Brian Dennehy.
Yeah, Brian Boitano. I don't know. They're all the fucking same. But yeah, and then like smash cut to like Rambo 4, where he's just like he's like, I'm gonna kill some people. He's in the jungle with like a minigun, just mowing down.
Oh, that was
fucking
good.
people.
I like that. One's the one where he with Julie Benz, right? Where he's in Cambodia or whatever, or no, Burma.
I don't know. I haven't seen it in forever, but
That's the fourth one. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that one's good. Like it's violent as hell, but he's like they're trying
So
to like
violent.
appeal to him because they're like, we're trying to go in there to
They're
like
fucking missionaries.
missionary. Yeah, we're trying to save the world. He's like, fuck the world. I'm like, yeah, fuck the world. Like, you guys like, man, this guy gets it. You need to listen to him. You guys are gonna get what you deserve. And I don't know, like I'm on the wrong side of that.
Yeah,
movie.
but it completely like flips his character. And same thing with Die Hard. Like the original Die Hard, he's just one cop in a impossible situation. Like he doesn't have shoes and everything. And then come like Live Free or Die Hard, he's like jumping out of helicopters, like hanging down and like doing fucking flips, and he becomes like a superhero. I don't know.
I've only seen the first one for that one.
Lost their way. Yeah. Anyways, that's
that.
Yeah. So I guess we got names, and that's about it.
Yeah, that's the end of the movie. Now we're going to move on to what I'm sure is to be a rip-roaring segment, Joe Namath.
Now we're going to do something extremely fun. We're going to play a wonderful game called Who is My Daddy and What Does He Do? Yes?
Yes. Okay. So, as many know, with a lot of these older movies, there's not a lot of people who work on the movie. Like if you compare the credit time from like a movie like this to even some like your random Marvel movie or really any movie with CGI, it's like 50 times longer. So for this one,
Sorry, real quick. Do they name every single? Obviously, I'm assuming this is probably it is a stupid question. They name every single animator that works on it. It's not just like the animation team from.
No, it seems like they name like every animator.
Okay,
Yeah,
just curious.
like-
well, like a lot of times they'll be like the animation team, Joe Blow's animation, and then it'd be like
A list of
fucking
names.
CEO, like Joe
Yeah.
Blow,
Oh, gotcha.
you know, and like all that other shit, and like fucking 300 dudes or whatever, or chicks, I don't know, 300 people. I'm sorry, that's saying women can't work on animation. Anyways, so I
What
only
he's
have
saying is they shouldn't. Anyway. Okay, go ahead.
so I only have two names. One, a gangster was played by Peter Kiss, which is just like Peter's a term for penis and kiss is kiss. Yeah.
It made me think of Peter Chris, but
It always amazes me when you pull that shit out of your ass. Like,
Oh, like
truly amazing what your mind can do when looking for alternate ways to just say penis.
oh yeah. No, literally every
You're
name
the fucking
Richard,
Rain Man of.
Richard, Rich, Rick, like all of those I have to stop and be like Dick Stevens. I mean, it sounds funny, but I don't even really put it in there. And if you're a longtime listener and you listen to like the first episodes, like I went through some weird names. I'm like, Jason Johnson. I don't know. It just sounds like a cool name. Or like Steve Bartowski. He sounds like a cop. Actually, I think Steve Bartowski was a quarterback for the Falcons in the 70s. Anyways, so the other one I have, the person who played Ivan Danko was somebody named Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's a very weird,
Holy
dude.
shit.
Like,
good luck to that dude.
Yeah, if you're getting into like movies and you have like your SAG card, why not you gotta change it. Like
the American people aren't going to accept that. You got to anglicize it, man.
Yeah,
you gotta.
You need to make it not so long.
Exactly. Seth Green is like his last name isn't Green. Allison Bree's her middle name. Like why not go with like Arnold Strong or something, or just like Arnold Olympia or something, not Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't know.
Schwarzenbauer.
Schnitzendoodle.
Something like that. Like, dude, just
on top of that, his weird body. Like,
yeah.
He's not gonna. There's no way he's gonna make it.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't scroll down far enough. There is actually one more name. So you have, and follow me on this. You have Thor and Loki, and their last name is Odin's son, because they are the son of Odin. Therefore, Sven, Thor's son, would therefore be the son of Thor. So we have a literal god who was in this movie, Sven Thorson, or at least the son of a god. I'm not sure how god works.
Yeah, it's like a demigod, right?
Yeah, it's like a Hercules situation. Speaking of that, Hercules in New York, it starred Arnold Strong. Look, Arnold Strong, strong name. Boom, done. But I guess Sven Thorson is a demigod. So
yeah, I see no flaw in that logic. Yeah.
Story checks out.
Yeah, damn, that guy's going places.
Yeah, I can see that guy doing more stuff than this Arnold Braunschweiger or whatever you called him.
Schnitzelwitzer.
Fartsenpartzer.
Farfanugan. What was it?
I'm just trying to think of what he says when he keeps calling himself in Last Action Hero. Braunschweiger, I think, is one of them.
Quick side note: do you guys remember? Well, I don't even remember that, but there was an ad campaign in the '80s with VW. It was like Farfanugan. It means something in German, but everybody thought they were clever, and they had the bumper stickers. They're like "far from pukin'." I have like a guy like drunk. That's all.
Nope.
I mean, like meme comedy back in the day, it took a while to spread. You had Calvin pissing on like a Ford logo, but if you had a Ford, you had Calvin pissing on a Chevy logo.
Was it? I think it was The Simpsons where was it Mo where he's like, "Yeah, do you have a decal of Calvin pissing on Hobbs?" I think that was The Simpsons. I'm pretty sure that was Mo asking for it.
Oh my god.
Anyway, how about we move on to the kill count?
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever killed anyone?
Yeah, but they were all bad.
I have it right here, so I'm gonna guess first. 8.
Got it.
8 sounds good.
You want to go next, Joe, or do you want me to go?
Yeah, I'll go next. I am going to go with 37.
That is too many. I'm going to go with 14.
I feel like it's
like surprisingly low, I think.
I feel like it is. This page is loading slowly. Arnold, okay, there we go. The final tally, 17.
Fuck.
17.
I love this website. It breaks down. Yeah.
Whenever I try to count it, I'm always too low and off. So I didn't try to count it this time, and I went high, and I'm way off.
Ivan shoots Yuri. Moscow Chase. There's 4. Prison Escape. There's 1. Prison Escape. Oh yeah, there's 1. Hospital. There's 2. Motel. There's 5. Morgue 1. Oh, Gina Gershon. I was like, wait, they killed someone at the right. The bathroom, and then the final fight. But yeah, okay, 17.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
That's all, Chris.
Yeah.
Удачи тебе. До свидания.
Sorry, my Russian's a little rusty.
What I'm trying to say is that if I can change, and you can change, everybody can change.
Okay, and then moving on there, what do you guys got for your favorite lines? Because I know what mine is.
It's easy for me. I do not want to touch his ass. That's all. That's such a great out of context Arnold lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing you put on a soundboard.
Yeah. So I only have 2, and one of the one of them was that one. The other one was like, I think I mentioned earlier, where Belushi's like, "Are you shitting me?" And Arnold's like, "I am not shitting on you." But I just thought of one more, and it's along the same lines of Arnold not understanding English, but not understanding like the context of it, I guess, or something. But he was talking to Gina Gershon, and he's like, "You are a stupid."
Yeah, he does say that.
Yeah. And I had to rewind
It's a
it to make
weird
sure.
reading.
Like, did he just say "you are stupid" or "you are a stupid"? But he definitely says "you are a stupid." So
Mine would have to be Arnold's partner. Handcuffs would be a good idea.
Yep.
That was a good one.
I mean,
for
he's
me.
not wrong. He's just like it's seriously like a video game line where like you're kind of in the tutorial, you still have the game, you're like, "Oh, I have a gun, I have like a taser," and then he says it like handcuffs would be
Like you've been standing there too long, and the game's trying to give you a clue.
Yeah, and the villain's like, "You're gonna arrest me or what?"
like, yes.
He's like, yeah, and that's actually the line the villain would say. Handcuffs would be a good idea. And you're like, "Oh, right, handcuffs." Okay.
Press L1 to equip handcuffs.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Okay. And then before we get to the Irons Pumped, how about we get our asses to Mars and play a little Total Recall?
What do you want, Mr. Quaid?
The same as you, to remember.
Open your mind. Open your mind.
All it is 7 random trivia questions from the movie we just watched, and the first one to get 3 correct wins. 5 random. Sorry, all it is five. All it is 5 random trivia questions from the movie we just watched, and the first one to get 3 correct wins. 2 correct, 3 correct, 3 correct wins. Okay. Anyway, rules. Chris starts reading the question. Whoever knows the answer buzzes in using your name as a buzzer. Keep in mind, blah blah blah. Anyway, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
All right.
Good.
Question number 1. What is the name of Arnold's dead Russian partner?
Aaron. Vladimir.
No.
Guessing Russian names now. I don't...
Joe. Sven.
That's not a Russian name.
Svenikov.
What is that?
That's like Icelandic of some sort. Like,
I don't know.
So what'd you say? Joe?
Svenikov.
Aaron, you said it.
I know I said it.
I'm
said
sure
it
like 3 minutes ago.
Vladimir.
I said his partner.
Yeah.
Gallagher?
His
No,
dead
all I
Russian
said-
partner.
Yeah, all I said was his partner. I have it right
No,
here.
no. You said his name a minute ago. That's why I was afraid to ask this question.
Handcuffs, Victor,
Yuri. His name was Yuri.
Oh no, I don't have it written down anywhere.
You absolutely said his name. I swear to God.
I did hear
I mean, it'll
Yuri
be on the
earlier
recording,
because I love the game Command and Conquer 2 Red Alert, Yuri's Revenge. It's an amazing game.
Oh, I thought I was just saying I had to urinate, but all right. Yeah. You guys hear what you want to hear?
All right. Question number 2. What is Arnold posing as in the bathhouse at the beginning of the movie?
Joe. Steel
Joe.
worker.
Oh,
Can you get any closer than that, Aaron?
wait.
Naked steel worker?
No. Wait.
No? All right. No, he's right.
Oh, he's a metal.
He's right, but like they say foundry worker in the movie.
Oh, okay.
That's all.
No. Yeah, no. Okay. All right. That's
So
Joe.
That's Joe.
Okay.
All right. Question number 3. What is the room number that
Joe.
roasted?
Damn it.
303.
Joe. Nope. Aaron?
Oh, that he's actually.
Do you want to hear the question?
Yeah.
Do you want to
go
hear
ahead,
the question again?
Go ahead.
What is the room number that Rosta gives to the clean heads to trick them?
Wait. I don't know. I don't know. Joe.
God damn it.
I mean, can I guess again?
Yeah. go ahead.
302.
Yes, that's correct.
I probably should have just went one down or one up.
Yes.
Oh, well. Yeah, whatever. Anyway.
Question number 4, I guess. What political crime did Abdul Elijah commit to end up in prison? Aaron.
Wait, he just robbed a bank, he said.
Yep, that's correct.
Okay.
It was a joke.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because he said he was a political criminal, and
Yeah.
Arnold's like, "What was your political crime?" He goes, "I robbed a bank."
Yeah.
Question number 5. According to Belushi's character, what are the 4 major food
Joe.
groups? Joe.
Coffee,
I knew this.
donuts, hamburger, and fries.
That is correct.
Damn. I would have
Hamburger,
I wouldn't
French
have got that
fries,
right.
coffee, and donuts.
Oh, French fries.
He does say French fries. It's fine.
It's half a point.
But that still
That's
gives
half a
me enough.
Yep. He's still beating you. All right. That's it.
What? Do you got another one, or is that?
I mean, I have another one in case
go
you
for
guys,
it.
but we didn't need it. How did the Russian nurse kill the other Russian?
Joe
Wait, how?
Joe.
injected an air bubble into their vein.
Yep.
Correct. Joe gets extra credit.
I got distracted because I was thinking about that Russian nurse. I was like, But then I was like, oh my God, it's a
Oh man, it's a guy.
It's a guy. And then I was like, oh.
Am I
these
gay
guys don't
now?
think I'm gay.
When the big man was killed, you must have wounded it. Its blood was on the leaves.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
All right, and let's get to the irons pumped. So we're going to put this movie on a scale of 1 to 5 irons pumped. Please remember that this is a scale just for Arnold movies, because for a scale for all movies, they would all be 5s, because they have Arnold in them. Even Sabotage. So, Chris, what say you?
This movie is... I didn't particularly like this movie. It is definitely the kind of movie that you expect Arnold to be in.
Yes.
But the action is not very good, and he doesn't get any good lines, or like, I don't know. So like, I'm going to give this movie a 2.0 because, again, this is the kind of movie that he would normally go in, but I do feel like his charisma and Arnoldness is like actively being hindered here because they told him to play it super straight, and so it just doesn't line up with all the other like 80s action movies that he was doing. So yeah, 2.
You basically said everything I wanted to say. This is like prime Arnold, as in this is when Arnold was in his prime, not this movie. So yeah, I mean, he's in his prime, but they're not using him. Maybe they thought there'd be some levity with James Belushi, but it really wasn't because he's not that funny.
Yes.
They could have done, like, if they wanted Arnold to just be stoic, it could have been. I mean, it's hard to compare any movie against Terminator 2 in Arnold ways, but like they could have, did a little bit more of that, like more of the the fish out of water or whatever. That said, overall, it's not like a bad movie. I probably won't watch it again. Maybe if I'm like at a hotel and there's like 8 channels and it's on, it's either that or like can't think of either that or like Jurassic Park 3. Then I'm watching this shit again. I can tell you that much.
I don't know. I think I'd rather watch Jurassic Park 3.
Well,
yeah,
that's why no one likes you.
I mean, that's one of the reasons.
Just kidding. I like you. So all that said, I'm gonna give it a 2.
All right. See, I agree with Chris, or I don't know who said it. I was trying to figure stuff out here.
we both said the same thing.
Okay. They strip him of everything that makes him charismatic, which again, like we said during the production episode and we said during the summary, he should have fucking, like the director, well, I guess the director is the writer, he should have fucking known better. Like, unless, like we said, he's never seen any of Arnold's movies. That's why people like him. But you took everything out of it, and if you're going to do that, you need to bring someone in like Eddie Murphy to even it out.
Yeah.
Someone charismatic as hell, and Jim Belushi, isn't it at all? Like, I don't know.
This isn't Jim Carrey in Eternal Sunshine or even like Truman Show,
Yeah.
This is
Or you could just not make it a comedy at all, but then your action and your plot has to be so much better than what you gave us.
But the movie got kind of, I guess, screwed by the fact that it was like pushed as a comedy, which again, like I get because that's how they pushed the 48 hours and it worked, but it did not work for this one. And yeah, it's fine as an action. It's not even fun as an action. It's just kind of boring.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
It's I don't know. I really wanted to like this movie going in the cast, which is, it feels like a waste because the cast is like, they've got some awesome people on the cast. You've got funny people too. Like Lawrence Fishburne definitely knows how to do comedy because he's in in Blackish. He's fucking great, and if you write him correctly, and Pee-wee's Playhouse, he knows how to do comedy. Peter Boyle does. It's just anyway. Looking at my scores, I was like, I'll give it a 2, but I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna rate it above. Which one was it? It was Hercules, and it's probably around the Hercules in New York, Maggie. It's around that, I'd say. Like, I can't rate it above a Raw Deal, because at least Raw Deal was. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of that either, but it was more enjoyable than this, I guess.
Definitely.
I don't know, but so I'm gonna go 1.5 with this.
So that is gonna leave Red Heat with a rating of 1.833. 3. Well, you get the idea.
Oh God! Someone smack him on the head. He's
There we go.
stuck in a loop.
Glitching. So, with a rating of 1.833, that is going to put it right below Hercules in New York, which is at a solid 2, and right above Batman and Robin, which is at 1.66. So it still makes it better than Maggie, Sabotage, The Villain, and Aftermath. But below Raw Deal, Collateral Damage, Conan the Barbarian. However, just a quick reminder, the top of the list, we still have Predator as a 4.6, Running Man as a 4.33, and Twins as a 4.125.
Also a reminder that it's more Arnold-y than those last 5 movies. It's not necessarily better than all of those other movies.
Yes.
I would probably rather watch like a Maggie.
Yes, I think I'd prefer The Villain over that too.
I might watch The Villain again before I watch Red Heat.
That horse.
That's true. Yeah, that damn horse.
I'd watch Batman and Robin before I watch Red Heat again.
Oh, absolutely.
For sure.
I mean, to be fair, Batman and Robin is more Arnold-y than...
See, that's why I'm like, we need to update this list again, but that's just me messing with it. Maybe we'll do it again at the very end.
We could do that at different...
at the very, very, very end. Before we do the last movie.
Yeah.
But we'd have to... I'd want to watch the movies again. Like Collateral Damage, I really want to watch again.
Yeah.
And just for our listeners, our last movie will be just as you expected, Killing Gunther. Just be prepared for that one. That's going to be like an 8-parter, baby.
Yep.
All right, and that's going to do it for our coverage of Arnold's 1988 action buddy cop comedy, whatever, Red Heat. Please refresh your feed like 87 times a day. Also, delete all the episodes and re-download them or whatever, and bump our numbers up a little bit.
Leave us a review too. That also definitely helps.
We haven't got a review on Apple Podcasts in forever. We will read that shit on here.
Yeah.
So
we'll
do
make
it.
you famous.
Yeah. So please do that. Spotify works as well. But our next movie, we've been covering Arnold's 2003 action sci-fi vehicle, I guess. Crane vehicle. Terminator 3. Rise of the Machines. So... yeah, I guess there's only really one thing left to say.
See you at the party, Richter!
If you enjoy our show, please consider giving us a positive review on Apple Podcasts or your podcast app of choice. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at The Potty Richter to make sure you never miss an episode. See You at the Potty Richter is a production of Tape Deck Media. Follow Tape Deck on Instagram at TapeDeck_media or look us up on Facebook for more hilarious podcasts.
This has been a Tape Deck Media production. Thank you for listening.